Welcome to our next series on narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, and the effects it has on our lives. By checking out this site, you are clearly searching for answers and clarity that you may have been hoping for a while. And I encourage you to check out our other vlogs and share, as there are many of you that can help each other. I'm Sophia from Trident Wellbeing. As an emotional and behavioural coach, I am frequently met with those that have been experiencing emotional abuse. Please, if you're in a physically abusive or threatening situation, seek help externally as soon as you feel it is safe to do so. These vlogs are for those that are in relationships or have toxic relationships and may still be seeking some sort of understanding as to why they found themselves in such a situation, or perhaps wanting to know how you can avoid them again and how you can deal with your current situation. Many of you have noticed that if your abuser seems to be constantly putting all the blame for everything on you, it can be anything from the bills not being paid to the kids getting sick to how he or she dislikes your mother and why you cause them to react a certain way. This type of blame shows no awareness of the situation, not their part in the situation, and how, if they varied their role, the circumstances may also change. One thing I have learned from years of coaching is that when you change, those about you change. The unfortunate thing with a narcissistic relationship is that it may not change in a way that is healthy. Your relationship, no matter how much work you do on it or how much you do on yourself, may not improve. In fact, it may become worse. As you become stronger and more educated about what is happening, you may notice that those around you change in how they react. If they're abusive and have had many of the other red flags that we've spoken of, then they will not like seeing a more confident version of you. It is unlikely that they will seek out help or even acknowledge their part in it. A confident you does not react to them, so they won't garner the tears or the anger, and this will limit their supply. So there are a couple of ways that they may react. You may experience more bullying, and maybe for a short while even some love bombing if they think that they're losing you. They will try and evoke reactions like in the past, as this validates to them that you care and that you really do want the relationship to work. I know one lady that as soon as she became more independent and started building up her confidence, focusing on her health, working more hours to secure a better income, then her partner would begin to love bomb her with lovely gifts. He wanted to show her that he really cared, otherwise why would he buy such things? He would then try and discourage her working so much, and when she changed back to less hours and less time spent on her health, he would return to his older practices of leaving her, isolating her, and ultimately affecting her confidence again. If she reacted to this, it'd be turned around to her to becoming the abusive one, and she'd be made to feel like she needed to apologize. The reason these cycles continue is that the narcissist feels entitled. They feel that they are entitled to your time, entitled to your affections and your attention. Now, a lot of these traits all interact, like the fact that they'll never be accountable for how they make you feel. But if you know that this entitlement exists, you can predict what may happen next, and you can establish your own personal boundaries. For example, if they want more of your time, but you need to see family members, you can probably predict what antics they're going to use to guilt you into staying, so that you can establish then a boundary that won't give in. You can reassure them that you'll be home at such and such a time, or that they can come with you. If they want to spend more of the family money on themselves, and I have had partners come to me telling me that he wanted such and such a car or an expensive piece of furniture when there were other bills outstanding, yet thought that because he was the main income earner, they should get these things, and that she was a killjoy for speaking out against it. In the end, she'd give in. His entitlement did not consider her, the family, or the financial situation, or how their future may have benefited by not spending in such a way. The problem with these types of personalities is that they will not see reason. They think that they are entitled to what they decide, that your needs are secondary, and if this is even realised that you have needs that don't correlate with theirs. Their total lack of awareness, whether by choice or unconsciously, makes living with them a challenge. If they're family members or older children, there'll be no less peace. There may be reprieve if you don't live near each other, but be prepared for them to lobby other family members to still try and get what they want. So how do you make the best out of a situation where you're required to interact with these selfish and entitled people? The first thing I suggest is to work on yourself by questioning what they said. Does it have any validity? Are they putting you down to get their own way, or would it be an authentic way to be more efficient? Once you recognize that they're being selfish, the second step you can take is to do a boundary check. Are they speaking to you with tone? Are they being considerate? Are they validating you? Are you validating them? It works both ways. Does your gut scream out that this is just not right for you? It's not fair or it's not justified. And once you take your own ego out of the equations, you can see how manipulative and unsupportive the person is being. Then it comes down to how much support do you need from them. If you can do without any, then just keep all conversation to a minimum or quite light and fluffy. Although it won't be fulfilling, it's not going to provide them the opportunity to manipulate you. If you live with them and have children or are dependent on them, then continue to observe their behaviour. Journal it if you must. It may help prove to yourself that there is indeed a pattern of behaviour and that it isn't you going crazy or being oversensitive. Once you've established the validity of their requests, what boundaries are important to you, you recognise a pattern of behaviour, you now have choices. Do you plan an exit strategy in a time that suits you? Or do you accept that there will never be any great change, but that what you have is manageable for now and that you don't then reflexly react to them? There's no right or wrong. For some of you, you'll want to leave, and for others, it'll feel that this time isn't right. However, if you're aware of their entitled behaviour, you're now more informed and you can take control of how you respond. And this will alter how you feel. I hope that you find some peace. Please like and subscribe, as it's communities like this that can help each other, because we then know that we're not alone. Until next time, I'm sending you much love.